This is just take it right out of the oven. It is so good. How'd you guys know I just had a little morning snack this way? It's like you read my mind. Are you watching me? This sourdough bread, yes, is a destination. I wanted to bring you to Glendale this week because for the next 3 weeks, we're going to do kind of a tour around the valley by the spring training games. So I love that these games get people to places in the valley maybe that they don't usually visit. So when you're headed out to Camelback Ranch, I implore you to come visit historic downtown Glendale. Why? Well, how about that sourdough bread? Let's also take a look at what's inside this bakery case right here. Just, you know, things that I dream of overnight. This is what Nick is working on here. So the Blue Corn Cafe and Bakery has been here in historic downtown Glendale for about a year and a half. Nick, you know what you're doing. Man, what magic you are creating here. Tell me why you're passionate about pastries like this.
I just like using fresh ingredients, making fresh baked goods for everybody on a daily basis. Where I'm from in the Hopi Reservation, we eat a lot of natural foods. That's where the blue corn comes from. And we don't get that a lot in the city. So I have 3 daughters, and I wanted them to be able to enjoy just wonderful fresh baked foods.
And tell me about your childhood, because it was interesting. You were in foster care. You were in and out of the Hopi Reservation and into foster care. Tell me about that story.
I had a very difficult upbringing because I didn't grow up with parents. My mom left when I was 1. My dad went to prison when I was 3. So I went to 15 different foster homes in 6 months. I lived in Compton, all over Southern California. I went to the Hopi Reservation. That was a good time with my aunt and uncle, and I really got to just be a part of my culture, and it really strengthened me through the rest of my time.
Well, we appreciate you sharing your story. We also appreciate you sharing your talents with us. Let's take a look here because I want to take a stroll down, just linger. Everyone look at your TV and just linger here. You were busy overnight. How did you learn how to make everything from the croissant to the muffin to the brownie and more?
So I actually didn't go to pastry school. Mainly it was just trial and error, experiments. So I'm a scientist by training. So what I like to do is figure out the times, the temps, the chemistry, the biology. It's actually one of the most complicated things I've ever done. I used to run businesses, grow them, start them, strategic planning. I do computer science work. But here it's so delicate because everything doesn't use perishable, it doesn't use preservatives. So we have to make sure the times, the temps, the shelf life of what we're doing, everything sells out. So
And that sourdough sells out. Tell me about this.
It does. Last year we did about 25,000 loaves of sourdough, and this particular one is 2 to 4 days fermentation.
Oh, man.
It's just flour, water, salt, and starter. People drive from hours away just to come get it.
Oh my! This is warm, fresh out of the oven. Scott Passmore asked, butter, olive oil? I say no. Do you put anything on your sourdough when it comes out like this?
I don't. Most people just eat it as is. And one of the special things about it is people with like gluten intolerance issues can eat it because of the long fermentation process. It breaks down all the gluten strands.
It's so pure. Okay, so when I see you again in the next hour, I told you this is a great spot to hit as you're on your way out to the ballpark. Well, they have some grab-and-go sandwiches that will rock your world. I'm going to show you that. Plus, I don't know, am I going to get in the kitchen? They might put me to work here. We are live at the Blue Corn Cafe and Bakery in Glendale. Back to you guys.
Jamie, Mario, oh, I'm so jealous. Mario, our director, tells us they give out free samples all the time. This is right by his house.
No, this is so good. Free samples for Tess. Tess is requesting free samples.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there. He said it on TV. Must be true.
There you go. It's got to be. You start there for that bread. Go down the street to Soretta Candy.
Oh, so good.
Oh, there you go.
No,
Thank you,
you're
Jamie.
right.
We'll see you
You're
in the
right.
9 o'clock hour. Now we're all hungry for